Hey, before I get started, please do me a favor, click that like button, subscribe, and click the notification bell so you're notified of all my videos and live streams. He's gone. I'm Scott. I'm an American in Bangkok. And to be specific, I am now in the Arboretum Klongjan Park, which is pretty empty, but it's still nice to be out, and there are some people around. Today I wanted to talk about the 5 things that you need to be able to come to Thailand. And I'm not talking about, you need a plane ticket, you need, a pair of pants and your underwear. Of course, you need all these things. I know that the first thing that people are going to think is, well, just money. You got to have money. Okay, before you need to have the money, you need to have the balls. Or if you're a woman, you need to have the courage, the guts, to be able to pick up and say, I'm out of here, wherever you live. And a lot of people, believe it or not, don't have that. There's a couple of reasons why people won't come, but you got to have the courage, and also, I guess you could say, the courage / ability to be able to come, not only to Thailand, but to a foreign country. Then you got to have the money, so that's number 2. Number 1 is the courage to be able to leave, and a lot of people just don't want to do that. Number 2 is the money. You don't have to have a huge amount of money, believe it or not. But you do have to have enough money to be able to qualify to live here. And I should say, money does not necessarily mean you need to be retired. You need to have a bundle of money stashed away. That's not what it means. What it means is, Sawadee Cup. What it means is that you need to have the money to be able to stay here, get set up, and need to have some kind of revenue coming in, some kind of income coming in. Some people have 3 or 4 revenue streams, and that's always great. But you need to be able to qualify to stay here, whether it's with an elite visa, whether it's you're going to work here and you have a job, whether you're going to retire here, whether you're married and you have some kind of an income. Doesn't matter. You need to have the funds to be able to stay here and to qualify to stay here legally. So that's number 2. Number 3, and I know some people may not even think of this, but you really need to have an open mind. This is something that I learned right when I first started traveling. You got to have an open mind. You got to understand that people don't live in the same way, the same fashion that you do. It doesn't matter what you're talking about, but people live differently around the world. What's good for some people would, in other places, would never dream of living that way or doing things like that. So there's a lot of people in Thailand, they don't have showers. They have tanks of water, and they pour the water over themselves. That's what they do. That's how they clean themselves. For some people, that would be too much. They couldn't do it. They don't have hot water in a lot of places. So, what's good for one place may not be good for another. So if you're going to travel to another country, you got to remember, first and foremost, it's not your country. All right, number 4, and I think this is one that's extremely important here in Thailand. I think it's super important, and that is patience. I learned to have patience here. I didn't have the most patience when I came here, but I have a lot more now. And for some people, for some foreigners especially, they have a real problem with this. And I've seen this in just about every country that I've traveled to in Southeast Asia. One notable case was in Cambodia, where I was at a window, the guy was just getting a SIM card, and he was screaming at his Thai girlfriend who he had brought on the trip with him because he didn't understand what was going on. I guess she spoke, she was from the border of Cambodia and Thailand, so she spoke both languages, and she was speaking in Khmer, and the girl was trying to explain, no, you can't do this, you can't do this. And the guy was getting ticked off, and it was like, wait a minute, the girl in the booth, all she wants to do, she wants to do her job. Listen, here's your SIM card, take the money and get out of here, you know. This is what most people want to do. They just want to do their job, and they don't want any hassles. And the guy was just being a jerk. And he didn't understand that he wasn't going to get it no matter what. And sometimes being patient and being calm and dealing with things politely, patiently, and not losing your temper. That's the big thing here, is just be patient. Don't get upset. You can be firm without getting nasty. You'll get a lot farther if you just relax. Don't jump to conclusions real quick. Don't get upset very quickly. Just keep your cool. And I know it's difficult, but you have to be striving to do that all the time. And I think, not to get preachy, but if you can do that, I think your time here will be much happier. Anyway, that's number 4. Number 5, the last thing that I think you really need is determination. That stick-to-itness. The reason I say this is because you're going to have situations that can be trying, that can be testing your mettle, so to speak. You're going to have situations that come up, and you're just going to have to push through them. It's like anything else in life. I mean, you got to know, what is it? You got to know when to hold them, know when to fold. But a lot of times here, the patience and just determination, just don't give up right away. In the end, you will win out, and you will learn from it, and you will, look at this. These things used to be really, really big here. The Thais used to buy them up, and people started importing them here to sell because the Thais always wanted them. I don't know if if the same market exists now, but I don't think so. Anyway, you gotta have a little grit, a little determination. You gotta stick to it. There's at least 5 things, but I think 5 things that are really important, 5 attributes, 5 things you need. The first is to have the courage. The second is to have the money. The third is to have an open mind. The fourth is to have patience. And the fifth is to have determination. You really, if you want to be here, you will be here. If you want to be in a foreign country, you want to move, if that's the kind of person you are, you will go and you will stay in the place that you choose. If you don't like the place, you won't stay. I mean, that's pretty much how it works. Hey, don't forget, please leave a thumbs up, subscribe, leave a comment, share this video, and everything's down in the description. If you want to help support the channel, everything's right down there. So thank you very much. Until next time, I'm Scott. I'm an American in Bangkok. Chok Di, Leo Jerkan Mai.